Hi everyone, it's Jen here from tarotspirit.net. I am doing your weekly reading for the week beginning September 10th. I had already laid out the cards and all of a sudden I got this frog in my throat and I was clearing my throat like a million times, so I thought I'd start over because no one wants to listen to that. Just really quickly sending my thoughts and prayers and everything out to everyone. Oh my gosh, Texas, the poor Caribbean, Florida. I think there's a hurricane in Mexico and an earthquake. September 11th is coming up. So, whether we realize it or not, these things cause stress and anxiety on some level. And so, just be mindful of that and just, I guess, do what you can and do a lot of self love, self healing, comforting things. And again, I'm thinking of everyone. Okay, we're going to jump right in with Aries this week. And again, I said I already got the cards out because my voice started getting all scratchy and I was going, and I thought no one wanted to hear that. At the bottom of the deck, we have the Wheel of Fortune. And it was actually kind of reminding me of like a hurricane. You think there's all this stuff like swirling around you. Um, and I mean, that's just life. There's always things, good things are happening, bad things are happening, boring things are happening. We're kind of just trying to keep going. And there's just always something coming from something happens at work, something happens at home, something's going on with the kids, something's going on with your significant other, something's going on in school, something happens with your health. Their relationships are stressful. So, how do we? The lesson of this card is to learn to stay at the center of the wheel and have these things kind of churning going on around us, but being able to have tools and the perspective to understand that it's temporary and not every, I mean, obviously if you lose someone or something, that's not temporary. And but that you probably won't always feel good or bad the way you do at this one moment, and try to have tools to stay centered and grounded and calm. um, so that being at the bottom of the deck, you may want to think about that this week, like, how do I deal with stress? Do I get more stressed and just get all stressed out and expend all this energy on being stressed and worried, or do I find ways to calm myself and deal with the stress in a healthy manner? And, those are tools, again, to a degree. I'm not talking about if you have something catastrophic happen. I'm not saying, oh, you should just be like totally cool with it, no big deal. But, most things, I always think, will this matter in an hour, a day, a week, a month, a year? And I even started writing things down because I struggled a lot with anxiety. I used to, one thing would happen and I would be up all night. It'd be very hard for me to let go and I would just be all consuming, and I just really allowed it to get the best of me. So I'd write things down and then I would look like a week later. Half the time I would be like, oh my God, I already forgot about that. But for that day or two, it was all consuming. So putting things in perspective. And we do have the Five of Gardens, which is the Five of Pentacles. And this is a card about feeling lack, feeling shut out, feeling spiritually, just not feeling connected to whatever your spirituality, religion, whatever that is. Feeling like money is an issue, just feeling lack, feeling out in the cold. Maybe you feel like your friends haven't really been in touch and you're feeling a little bit alone. This card always reminds me of gratitude, to count your blessings, to count that in any, count all your wins in any area of your life. And also, there could be ways, this, especially with all the things going on, to find a way to get involved and to help other people. It's often a way to realize how fortunate we truly are. When you see people losing their homes and losing their lives and stuff like that, we think, okay, again, gaining perspective. And it's paired with, there's another 5 here, the Hierophant. Everyone says it differently. I actually went up because I have language trouble. I have trouble pronouncing things and spelling, like, significantly. I will type an email and I'll rely on spell check to fix it, and it will like, no suggestions, like, this word is spelled so it's so wrong, we don't even know what you were trying to spell to suggest something. So I had like Google or something say it, and I think it was like Hierophant. I don't know. I don't think it really matters. This card is about wisdom. So sometimes when we're going, when the fives show up, we have 2 of them. If everything's always super calm, and of course, I'm being a little contradictory. So the Wheel of Fortune is telling you to learn to stay calm through everything. But there are times when the 5s come out that things just irritate us, rub us the wrong way, make things a little uncomfortable, to a lot uncomfortable. And it happens because in order for us to grow, for us to gain wisdom, in order for us to get out of our comfort zone. So we don't like feeling out of our comfort zone. So you could even feel this way if you have a new opportunity, because it can be out of your comfort zone. So this doesn't have to mean you're losing your job, you had to pay out a huge amount of money. It could be you got a brand new job, or you're moving for school, all positive, exciting things. But sometimes when you get to school, especially if it's new, it's like you can feel alone. You haven't really figured things out. You don't really maybe have any friends yet, and you can feel alone even around a lot of people. So don't look out for the wisdom of the situation. And then you can look back, and once you're through it and you're like, oh, I feel comfortable now. Remember that you maybe didn't feel so comfortable, and use that as courage as you face the next new challenge or opportunity that may feel a little scary. Crap, I can't remember what the stranger is. I don't know if I have the book around. Sorry. Stranger. They name the court cards. Hi. The court cards differently. This is, I don't know how to pronounce the name of this tarot. Sorry, but I'm going to look this up so I'm reading the right card. So the Winds is Swords. I know that. Stranger. It's the Knight. So the Knight of Wands, the Knight of Swords, Knights are changed in the suit that they're in, and this is in Winds, which is Swords, which means thinking, your thought process. So you need to, if you're in a bit of a funk, changing your thinking, changing your perspective is what you need to be able to manage stress better and see the situation that it's for what it is, and it may be a super positive thing. All right, so that ended up to be a really long reading. I hope you have a wonderful, wonderful week. Thanks so much, Aries. Okay, on to Taurus. Aries got a super long reading. Oops. So I'm using a different deck for each sign, so I don't have to spend too much time shuffling. And you guys, I'm using, and this is just totally random, the Steampunk Tarot by Barbara Moore. You got the Wheel, so Aries just had the Wheel of Fortune. The Star, beautiful. And the Five of Wands, they had the They have the Five of Wands. They have the Five of Pentacles. Interesting. At the bottom, Taurus, we have the Page of Swords. So this is all about communication. Be cognizant and careful with your communication. Make sure it's constructive, that it's not too sharp-tongued or too direct, but that it's clear, concise, and constructive. Yeah, I already said that. So let's move on. Wheel of Fortune. Lots of churning going on, churning and burning. Well, actually, this card, I think it's coming up. What it's reminding me of, and I forgot to say this at the beginning. My thoughts go out to Texas and the whole South, basically. Mexico, the Caribbean, Florida, the fires out west. A lot of stuff happening, and even if we're not directly impacted, it can carry an underlying level of stress that we may not even be aware of. So check in with your anxiety, check in with yourself, and see if you're not a little more stressed than usual, or a little, feeling a little out of sorts. Just acknowledge that and know that there's a lot going on. There's stuff with North Korea. It's like there's a lot going on. And then we have our own personal stuff to deal with. So this card asks you to really look and find the tools that work for you to learn to stay at the center of the wheel, because life is a cycle. It's constantly turning around us. There's always going to be something that's sort of challenging us. And we do have this Five of Wands. This can be friendly competition, or it can be, unhealthy competition. And it's really about perspective. So if you're going into something, at work, for example, if you worked in sales, we'll say, it could be really fun to have or really motivating to have a contest, like who can make the best sell, who can, bring in the most sales. But it could also turn ugly, and people could be trying to steal sales from other people, and it could become unscrupulous even. Or say you like to run, and on the weekends you do 5Ks, and it just keeps you motivated. That's super positive. Keeps you motivated throughout the week to keep you healthy, and you just do it for fun and go against your own time. You don't even really pay attention. You have friends, great. Or it could turn into super competitive, and you can get really upset if you don't beat your time, or you know what I mean? So it's all about perspective this week, and learning to stay calm and use tools to mitigate stress, so we don't, if things are happening that have us a little uneasy, we're able to step back, get a bigger perspective, and sort of see it for what it is, see it in the whole timeline, because everything's temporary. This too shall pass, and the wheel keeps on turning, and we just keep on moving forward. So I even said to Aries, will this matter in a day, a week, a month, a year? And keeping things in perspective. This is all going to provide a healing for you. So just want you to know, this is a super positive reading, learning how to deal with stress in a healthy way. It's going to heal you and allow you to navigate through times without it affecting you so negatively. And this is the human condition. This is what we all struggle with. Something stressful's happened. How do I just be calm and pretend it doesn't bother me? Well, we don't pretend it doesn't bother us, but we can keep it in perspective and not let it bother us more than the situation warrants. So do a lot of self-care, take salt baths, and think, okay, the negativity is coming off of me. Imagine when you walk through the door after work, that there's like sort of this invisible shield that pulls all the negativity off of you and leaves it outside. You know what I mean? Little tools like that, and meditation. Do things that you feel really present in the moment, and um, you're not over obsessing about things, that giving it more weight than it deserves. Okay, so we're going to move on to the sign of Gemini. Hi, Gemini. How are you guys? Thinking of I'm using a different deck for each, oh my God, I can't think today. Each zodiac sign, that's what I'm trying to say. So for you, I'm using the Crystal Visions Tarot. I'm like, am I going to be able to remember the deck? Okay, so we're doing Gemini, and my thoughts go out to everyone in everywhere. Texas, Mexico, the Caribbean, Florida, out west with the fires, everywhere. Ooh, so you have a lovely card. You have the Six of Wands coming out. Recognition, success. It's a very good omen. Counting your wins. So when the Six of Wands comes up, I always say count your wins no matter how small. So accolades, homecoming. Some of you could be visiting home, seeing people from home. You could get your name mentioned in the newspaper, in your work newsletter. You could just be recognized at a meeting. Maybe your boss just says, hey, you did a great job. And it could be outside of work too. Those are just examples. What I like to remind people the tarot is all about inner work to me. You know, predictions and all that stuff is fun and cool. And that's why I got into tarot when I was a teenager. But what I learned is it's an amazing tool for self-discovery and personal growth, because it gets you to consider things and challenge yourself about your thinking and your actions. I like to positively challenge myself with the Six of Wands to count all your wins, whether anyone else thinks they're a win or not. So yeah, it's great to be recognized by other people, and validation's wonderful, but I think we forget to count all of our wins no matter how small. So for example, if you're with family and your Uncle Bob always gets you, he's just a dick or something, and he like always has to say something nasty or make you feel weird or make you, and it's like, okay, I'm going to, so you can prepare yourself, and you're like, I'm going to stay detached, and I'm going to let it roll off me. I'm going to remove my, whatever. You can have all these strategies. And then if even one of them works, you're like, hey, I just dealt with dickhead Uncle Bob and I didn't let it get to me. Like, count that win. Like, if you get an email at work and it's kind of nasty, or it's just like this person's like, you're like, I didn't even do anything, and somehow you're trying to blame it on me, or that might usually like get you pissed off, and you'd spend all night stewing about it, and you let it go. Count that win. You did 5 minutes of yoga today. Don't think, well, I should have done a half hour. Think, I did 5 minutes. That's 5 minutes more than I would have done had I not done any. Count all your wins. So the bottom of the deck, I noticed the Eight of Wands. I love this card. So some of you may be presented with that victory card with an opportunity, and it may seem very fast. You may meet someone very fast, like a new person if you're looking for a new romantic partner, a job opportunity. Some opportunity is going to come in. Now, it's usually something that you've wanted and put into motion, but when it happens, it seems to happen so quickly. You're almost like, you feel like you don't have time to process it. So you're kind of like, oh crap. Do I really want to move? Do I really want this job? Do I really want to date this person? So be careful of self-sabotage, and that you realize, you did want this and you can do it. Like, don't let your doubts creep in, because this is what you wanted, and it's okay. Like, be excited about it. Go for it. You also have the moon, two major arcanas. So you have all this fire energy, and then these two major arcana cards. I feel like the moon is kind of what I was just talking about it with the Eight of Wands. Like, your emotions may seem a little weird when something comes to fruition that seemingly quickly, although it may be something you've been wanting or working towards for a very long time. It just seems to, the opportunity seems to be abrupt for some reason. Like, you went on an interview and you just boom get an offer, and you're like, oh, you were kind of expected maybe another interview, maybe, you just were like, oh, what, God, oh, do I want, do I really want this job? Emotions are temporary, and sometimes we just have to learn to sit with them for a little bit. This hangman, he's just going to sit with it for a bit and feel the emotions and not let it cause him to react. He's just going to sit with them and think about them. And eventually the hanged man, he looks at things, he starts looking at why he's feeling these emotions from every angle, good and bad emotions. It doesn't have to be negative. The moon doesn't have to be a negative card. And it's like, why am I afraid of this opportunity coming to me? Do I feel unworthy? Is it my ego? Is it self-doubt? Why would I be scared of it? That type of thing. So it's okay to feel these feelings, but they need to be put in perspective. All right, so let's keep moving along to Cancer. Whoops. Hi there, Cancer. I'm using a different deck for each sign, so I don't have to shuffle as much. So for you, we have the Green Witch Tarot, and there's a thing on my screen that's bugging me, and I'm just going to get rid of it. Cancer. Just telling everyone my thoughts are going out to pretty much just everyone in the world. I mean, Texas and Mexico's getting a hurricane. Irma, poor Caribbean, and Florida's in its target, and earthquakes and the fires, and just a lot going on. So we have the King of Cups, and you guys are a water sign. I'm doing Cancer. So really feeling like you're your own, coming into your own. We got a couple of extra cards here. We'll just read them. Coming into your own, feeling in your power, feeling like the energy is going to be working for you this week. You have the Wish card. Let me just read the bottom of the deck. So the bottom of the deck, we have the Star, healing. Make an effort I'm giving you homework. I'm going to lose like all my subscribers. Like, oh, great, now she's giving us homework. This channel sucks. Click. So yes, I'm giving you homework. I'm giving all of us homework, whether you're Cancer or not, if you're listening. Self-care. Take salt baths. Take time for yourself. Don't overschedule yourself this week. Use this time to really envision what you want out of life, where you want to go. Is your life stagnant in some area? How can you change that? Allow yourself to dream and change and move forward. I think sometimes we get stuck in this box of what we're supposed to be, and we do it to ourselves as much as other people. And this is telling you to, every day you wake up is an opportunity to do and be whomever you want. You don't have to always be, oh, I'm Jen and this is where I live and I go to work and no, it could be, this is Jen and Jen's moving to California. And, because that's what I've always wanted, but I've denied it because I've been afraid or, it's usually fear. It's usually fear that holds us back, our own fear. So allow yourself to dream. We have the Wish card. Allow yourself to dream. Allow yourself a lot of self-care. Allow yourself to do things regardless of what other people may think of them. I feel like some of you are really going to be like, I really want to work in a different field. I really want to become, I don't know. I mean, I hate to give examples because it's so limiting, and these are general, so you have to sort of, whatever comes to your mind is what's right. You sort of have to be an active participant in these types of readings because they are general. So I can't specific to anyone. And I shouldn't be. These cards are about inner exploration, self-discovery, self-improvement. So you really have to sort of listen, like, okay, what do I wish for? Is it my wish? Is it other people's wishes? Are my wishes coming true? And I'm just so hung up on exactly how I want the wish to be. I'm missing that it came through, but just in a different way. Um, Things like that. So we have the Temperance card, and you're trying to figure things. You're a lot of like balancing, like mixing and matching, and trying to find the right balance in your life. How many hours do I work? Do I like this job? How much money do I make versus having money to do the things I want versus um, do I just want for want and not need, and I'm making things more difficult by buying things that I don't need just because it's a temporary, it feels good at the moment, but then it just sits in the corner. That's something I've really been working on, especially with crystals. I will say I had to be like, no, if I buy this crystal and I have it here, it'd probably sit in this bowl back here. Like, is it gonna change my life, even though they don't cost that? No, like, just really, really think about these types of things. What do I want? Where am I going? What am I doing? How am I taking care of myself? How am I moving forward with my goals? Have I gotten lazy and too comfortable? Because we do have the Five of Swords. These are kind of bonus cards. So fives come up and they're just like, they just rub us a little the wrong way. They're a little irritating, like a little pebble in our shoe. And no, it's not a huge thing, but it's irritating enough that we have to do something about it. We have to get that pebble out of our shoe. We have to actively do something. And it usually is an opportunity to grow because we were stagnant. So, and this is just a card of boundaries, which I don't really, I feel is kind of a side issue so for some of you, you may need to really look at your boundaries. Are they too weak? Are they too strong? Are your boundaries such that you shut people out, or do you just let people walk all over you? It's a very difficult. Here we go. It's a balancing act. But we need to. That's part of self-care, is having healthy boundaries and being able to communicate those to other people. All right, so have a great week. We're going to move on to Leo. And Leo. How are you guys? Thinking of everyone and everywhere. Texas, the Caribbean, Florida, Mexico, the fires out west. Thinking of everyone. So I am using I'm not sure I know what this, I think it's the Pagan Tarot. The other thing I realize is this deck has like different court cards, so I'm sure I'll get like all 3 court cards and I'll have to, I don't even know, the book might be downstairs. I think I'll probably remember, don't worry. No worries, it's all good. They're just cards, It's just a general reading. No worries. These are kind of cool cards. They're kind of interesting. They sort of have a, here we go. Yeah, of course, see, I got a court card. A modern twist to them, you'll see. They're kind of fun. Ooh, nice. At the bottom of the deck here, I'm looking, there's like a little leprechaun. Is the Ace of Swords. I love this card. One book I have, and it just seems so random, but it says, you may experience an unsolicited kiss, which on one hand I'm like, if it's unsolicited, is someone like attacking you? But I don't see it negatively. Um, I just see it as like, whoa, like I didn't know this person dug me, or I didn't, I think I always see it as a positive thing. So, um, obviously that would be for those of you that are single. Getting crystal clear about something. So if you've been struggling with trying to figure out how you're going to afford to go back to school, I'm just making up examples, whatever pops into your head is what it means for you personally, and still working and having a kid, and all of a sudden it just sort of gels and you just get it, you got it, you figured it out. You're cutting away all the this ace of swords cuts away all the we're trying to figure something out, and there's all this emotion. We put our past experiences, all this other everyone else's input, all this we just crowd things so we can't even see the heart of the matter. So this cuts everything away and gets to the very, very bottom line. It kind of reminds me, I work in clinical research and oncology, and there are these, what they're called tumor boards. They're meetings where all the doctors, nurses, research, all the different specialties, radiology, pathology, your hematology, oncology docs that prescribe chemotherapy and other drugs, your radiation, on everyone, familial cancer program. And they all sit around and they discuss the cases so they can jointly as a team figure out the best way to proceed with each person's unique case. And sometimes they're like, there's not good data. That's why research is so important in cancer. They're still figuring this stuff out, and each cancer is different and caused by different things, if they even know what causes it. And sometimes it gets to the point where they're like, everyone's brought up, a million different ideas, and it's just like, it's hard. Docs really struggle. They're like, crap, they don't really even know what to do. And then there's this magic moment when someone goes, if this was my daughter, sister, mother, brother, father, whatever, loved one, this is what I would do. This is what I feel comfortable doing. And it's just magic because everyone else is just like, yep, you're right. Like, it just simplifies everything to the simplest, most deepest, most important reason. And then things become very, very clear. So like, what's the bottom line? And if someone is struggling with someone, I don't know why that came up with cancer, I'm sending you my good vibes. And, it doesn't, I know a lot of success cases, so stay positive, and I'm sending positive thoughts to you. Moving on, 3 of Cups. This is going out with friends, really. This is emotional support within a group. So this could be at work, at home, friends, the gym, wherever. Just feeling good, having people that support you, having people that you can share your life with and talk about things with. It's like the Sex and the City card, like it reminds me of those guys going out for a cocktail and just having a support system. So when this card comes up, I really just think it is, you may go out, you may go to a party, you may get together with friends, you may get together with coworkers, you may want to try to do team building things and try to be supportive for other people this month. Damn, I'm pretty sure this is the page, the elemental. Oh shit. Oops, sorry, I'm swearing. I don't know if it's the night or the page. Look at this gnarly dude. I listened to this podcast called Psychic Teachers, and they've done a episode on like leprechauns, and it's so fascinating, all the folklore and stories and about these creatures. But the Pentacles are a suit of, and I'm pretty sure this is the Knight. They're a suit of, they're obviously the Earth. They know how to defer instant gratification. For me, that is the most important aspect of these Pentacle people, the Court cards. They know that they plant that acorn and it's going to eventually become a mighty oak tree, and they don't need to, and they're okay with that. They don't need some, they're not going to plant bamboo because they're too impatient to wait for the oak tree to grow. They just understand the process and that it's going to take a while. So if you're getting frustrated or impatient about something, understand that you just got to keep slow and steady wins the race. It's the tortoise from the tortoise and the hare, and that you just got to keep putting one foot in front of the other and keep chipping away at it, keep working at it. And things will, in their right time, pay off. Excuse me. And the Six of Pentacles, this kind of, I like this card with this card because this is about give and take. Some of you may want to find a way to volunteer with all the things going on around the country and the world, and find a way to give back and to help out. So I would encourage that. That's a great way to feel better about yourself and other people. Maybe some group of people you're going to get together and figure out a way to do something for those having a difficult time. On a mundane level, you could get a loan, a mortgage, anything like that. If you had applied for something, you'll receive like a grant. That's all positive. But it's something that I believe you've been working towards for a long time, whether it's building your credit, saving money to get the house, to get the mortgage, those types of things. Like something that you've been working on for a long time is paying off, is coming through. And if that doesn't work for you, if you're just starting, remember that it will eventually pay off, and you'll never regret starting to save money or starting to really think about your finances so you can eventually get a home one day and things like that. Have a great week. And now we're on to Virgo. Oh my God, I can't remember 30. I'm writing down for the timestamps because I'm too lazy to go back. All right, Virgo. Wow, I'm not even halfway through. I gotta close out this thing on my computer because it's bugging the crap out of me. Hey, Virgo, thinking about everyone all over the country with all these hurricanes in the Caribbean and Mexico and out west with the fires. Stay safe, everyone. I'm sending you good vibes and thoughts and prayers. Okay, we're doing Virgo. I do have the September readings up if you guys are interested in that. Ooh, okay, I like this. So I'm going to read the bottom of the deck last because I think it makes more sense that way. So you have these two cups cards, court cards. You have the Page of Cups and the Queen of Cups. And when the Cups cards come up, they point that your main focus this week will most likely be on your emotional well-being and getting in touch with your feelings and translating your feelings into action. So you may have to, okay, sorry. You have the Ten of Swords here. So I feel like you're going to need to communicate to someone that they need to cut the shit out, basically. That you need to stand your ground. So I feel like it's more towards women, and I know the majority of my viewers are women, but it doesn't have to be. But I am getting that sense because of the Queen of Cups, and the Nine of Pentacles also usually focuses a woman. But that said, it doesn't have to be if this resonates with you. But I feel like there are some women out there and somebody out there in relationships that are just going to have to put their foot down and say, I am done. I am not tolerating this shit anymore. And that's it. It's like, and this is a sword card, which is your mind. It's like, often this card is not some huge event. It's often the straw that broke the camel's back, and it's like flicking a light switch. It's just like you're just done. You're done, and nothing, like, you can't be undone from this. There's no changing your mind. There are no more chances left for someone, some situation, something in your life, big or small. You're over it, and you feel good about it. You're like, I don't even feel bad about it. Like, done. I'm telling you, I'm communicating that I am no longer good with this situation. It's not helping. It's not positive for me emotionally. And I'm outies. I'm out. You're just very matter of fact. So I'm proud of you guys. And again, it could be a relationship, but it could be really with anything that you just, no more. You're not gonna play with it anymore. And the bottom of the deck is this Nine of Pentacles, and it's like, you can thrive on your own. You're going to derive a lot of confidence from this, because it shows self-respect. And if you respect yourself and you put down boundaries, but then you continue to let people go through those boundaries, it's disrespecting yourself, and it wears you down. Whether you think, it just wears you down to consistently have someone just disrespect you and ignore your feelings and your needs. And so by, you set the boundaries, and then if they come through, the consequences, I told you that this wasn't okay, and you follow through. And then, wow, you start feeling really confident because you can count on yourself to have your own back. And it's better to choose your friend wisely, choose the situations you're in wisely, choose people you let in wisely. It doesn't mean you're overly cold or like keep people out, or you're a recluse or you stay alone. It just means having discretion and having respect for yourself, that you only let in the people that respect you and you respect them, and that's it. So that's awesome, Virgo. I love this. Okay, we're going to move on to Libra, because this is going to be the longest video ever. All right, Libra, I'm using a different deck for every sign. Sending my thoughts and prayers out to everyone dealing with the hurricane. We have September 11th. We have the fires out west. Just everything. So I am using the Ostara Tarot. It's really pretty. Gotta get this one last card. There it is. Oh, you get two. Okay, what's that? The Eight of Cups. Okay, so at the bottom of the deck, this Eight of Cups is a card that comes up when you realize, I can't remember if this came up in someone's reading. I don't remember if it was you or not. The September monthly readings are up. This comes up when someone is, they're done. They realize this situation, it's emotionally abusive. It's stressing me out. It's not serving any positive, good purpose in my life anymore, and I'm going to remove myself from it. This can be really difficult because I made the analogy, and I think it worked for some people, that it's like gambling. Sometimes we put so much energy and focus and so much of ourselves into trying to make like a relationship work or make a situation work, that it's hard to just walk away because we have so much invested into it. But there has to be a line. So I mean, I'm the type of person that goes gambling, and very, very, I think I've gambled 6 times, maybe 5 in my whole life. But when I have, I'm like, okay, I'm going to gamble this $50. And when this $50 is gone, that's it. I'm not like, I'm not, it's time to go. And that's all there is to it. So where are your boundaries? How much, and I think people are like, oh, but I've put in 100. This next bet has to win. Like it has to win. It has to win. And we get sort of obsessed or so into it. We feel like we've put too much into it to walk away. So I think we have to have clear boundaries, put some time frames on things. And you've gotten to the point where you're like, I'm calling it. I spent my $50 and I'm not willing to put any more in it without getting anything back. Be proud of yourself. And you need some time to heal. This is just meditating, taking a break after that time. And not, some people I see, like if this is a breakup, all of a sudden, like their husband of 20 years leaves them and they've already started a Match.com account. And I personally am like, what the bleep? Like, what are you doing? I find that hard to understand. I think it's like a knee-jerk reaction. Sit with it a while. Heal. Look at, do I need to have better boundaries? Did I allow this to go on? And I don't want you to feel blame for the situation at all. That's not what I'm saying. I'm saying, but just sort of look like maybe I could have stronger boundaries. Or maybe you're like, you know what? I did a great job. I put as much effort into it, and then I walked away at my $50, and good for me. But let's still sit with it for a while and heal. This is a card of healing. Give yourself time to heal. That said, you do have this Ace of Wands. So part of walking away from a situation, you're going to get your energy back. I think you're just going to be like, wow, I didn't realize how much energy and stress that situation was causing me. So after sort of the dust settles and things calm down, you're just going to be like really excited and just like, oh my God, why did I let that go on for so long? It's going to be a really wonderful, you're going to be very happy that you put an end to that. What one is this? The Knight of, I don't know what card this is. I don't know this. I don't think this Knight of Cups. Okay. I guess that makes sense. They're in a boat. So this is going to be a change in emotions. Again, instead of having stressful emotions, you're going to start to feel better. You're going to start to feel excited. You're going to feel uplifted. You're going to realize how much a certain situation had been dragging you down. And you're going to get your mojo back. And the Page of Pentacles. I think this is the page. I'm pretty confident that's the Page of Pentacles, but let me look again because this is a new deck. Yep. You're gonna have like a new lease on life once you put an end to this drain on you in whatever area of your life it is. it's like you're all of a sudden going to be like, oh, like I want to start, you're going to want to start doing things. You're going to feel light, feel ready to move forward. You may want to literally move. May want to declutter and decorate your home so it really, you really feel like it reflects you, like, so it's decorated for you, not what you think other people will think of it if they come to your house. Like, it's your house, it should reflect you. And surround yourself with things you love. You may want to move, you may want to get a new job, you may want to go to school. You're just feeling free and have so much energy and a new outlook on life that sort of anything's up for grabs. Like, what do I want to do? Like, the possibilities are endless, and it's going to be a really, really exciting time for you. Okay, let's move on to Scorpio. So, Scorpio did not like me babbling in my September monthly reading at the beginning. Sorry. Sorry about that, guys. All right. For Scorpio, I'm using a different deck for each sign so I don't have to worry about shuffling too much. Sending my love, thoughts, and prayers out to everyone affected by the hurricanes and the fires and earthquakes and all that other stuff. Okay, yes. You guys have, this was, the last couple signs have gotten a similar sort of message. You need to make a decision about some part of your life. This doesn't have to be something huge. We don't have actually any major arcana cards, so it's not a big existential crisis or anything, but you need to make a decision about something that you're spending a lot of time and energy and a lot of energy is the best way to say it. It's emotionally draining you, and you have to make a decision. Is this worth it or not? You have to think in your brain. Obviously, it's where you think, but you have to use your head, not your heart, and think, what the hell am I doing? Why am I doing this? Why am I expending? Why do I have this in my life when it's just dragging me down? And I'm saying that because some of you may be caught in that hurricane, so be careful. I feel like she's like clinging with this wind going on around, but you may just feel like, metaphorically, like have a storm going on somewhere in your life. And maybe it's just time to let go and go somewhere else, again, metaphorically. Like, it's time to move on. It's time to stop grabbing and holding on to something that is no longer serving you. And that's what this Eight of Cups is. It's like, I don't remember which sign, so I apologize if I'm saying the same thing that I said in the monthly video. But sometimes these situations can be like playing the lottery, and you feel like, oh, I've put $100 in, I have to win, and you just keep putting more in and more in and more in, and there has to be a limit. There has to be a time when you're like, enough is enough. I can't keep putting anything into this situation, this person, without getting any return. So that's something we need to decide before we even get into relationships. You have to know yourself, and you have to know your boundaries and your limits, and then not then respect them if something has gone past a limit, that you have enough confidence and self-respect to say, enough. I've communicated things. This is not working for me, and so I'm no longer actively participating in this situation. And that's being the mature you. Then this is a card of Scorpio, this Cups card, and the King. That's the King. Like, I know I've invested a lot in this. We'll use the relationship as an example, and I really did or do love you, but that isn't enough to stay in a relationship that is consistently draining me and not, it's just, I'm just giving and giving and giving without receiving. It can't be a one-way street. So you're going to get a lot of confidence from the situation, even if it feels kind of sucky to go through. I think you're going to be like, oh, I'm free. I no longer have to I'm no longer have to cling to the situation. And then sort of the possibilities really open up, like, okay, well, cool. What can I do now? It's pretty exciting. Okay, Sagittarius. 54. I'm writing down the timestamps because I don't want to go back. For Sagittarius, I'm using a different deck for each sign. Oh, we have the hell is this? Druidcraft Tarot. So sending out thoughts and prayers to everyone. Texas, the Caribbean, Mexico got a hurricane and an earthquake. Fires out west, all over the world, everyone. I'm just sending out good vibes. And there's a theme of boundaries here. Ooh, yeah. Wow, holy sugar. All right, Saggy, and this is me. Am I doing Sag? Yeah, shit. Damn, I wish these were my cards now. It's gonna be okay. It's gonna be okay. At the bottom of the deck is the Four of Wands. Right off, I'm gonna say, and this will only be for a few people, but someone's marriage is going to come to an end. Like someone has been tolerating, I think a narcissist is coming to my mind, someone who has ridiculously strong boundaries, but absolutely blows through yours without, until, you could never, never cross one of their boundaries, but they'll just blow through yours like nothing. Like they don't respect your boundaries. You've been in denial about this situation for a long time, and they may even come and leave you. And you're like, what the hell? I wanted to leave them. So be careful that if you're the one that gets dumped, or you're the one that is like on the receiving end of something coming to an end, because it doesn't have to be a relationship, that because you're not in control of how it ended, that you don't understand, that you miss that it really was the best thing. Like this was not built on a solid foundation. And when the Tower card comes up, it wasn't sustainable. Like this was inevitable that this wasn't going to work out. And the Tower comes in and just forces it to end. So you're not spending any more time and energy on something that was built on a false foundation. This also can, on a mundane level, talk about all these weather events that are coming. So if you are somewhere, be very careful. Go above and beyond to keep yourself safe. There is opportunity in the wake of the Tower coming crashing down. If you don't follow me on Facebook, I don't post all that much, but my link to my page is on the bottom. And I literally just last night, I think, reposted a speech that J.K. Rowling gave about, and I said, this is the essence of the Tower card. So I encourage you to go watch that on my Facebook page, because it really explains the opportunity when you feel like, some people see this as a breakdown. I see it, it's really a breakthrough. I've learned to really embrace the Tower card and love the Tower card. And it gets rid of denial. So there's an elephant in the room that you just haven't been dealing with, or just have decided to accept because you just don't feel like you have the energy to deal with it, or whatever you've been not wanting to look at, you will be examining this week. And again, it's good because you'll be able to get on with your life. And it's something about boundaries and someone not respecting your boundaries, and that could be in any walk of life. So, okay, this sounds terrible, Jen. Great, thanks. But the real power of the tarot for most of you, this won't happen, I mean, these are general readings, but what came to your mind when I started talking about boundaries? What came to your mind in the past? Did you have a tower situation? And what wisdom did you gain from that situation? Because that's the tragedy of the tower, is if you go through sort of a difficult situation and now you're just bitter and resentful, and you miss the lesson there and the opportunity. And it's like, I let that person treat me like crap for way too long. And so now moving forward, you're going to pay more attention to red flags. You're not going to beat yourself up about it, which we tend to do, right? You're going to say, you know what, I'm going to put my foot down and have very clear boundaries. And if someone crosses them, I'm not going to allow them to be in my life anymore. So that's why this Four of Wands is this situation that may seem negative is really providing a solid foundation for you moving forward. So it's very positive. And look what's under that, the Sun card. So this beautiful aha moment. And the Death card, transformation. Holy, look at all these beautiful cards. Ace of Swords. Things become crystal clear. Okay, you no longer, but making excuses for situations and other people or yourself or whatever. It's like it becomes crystal clear, like, this person's treating me like shit and I'm no longer going to have them in my life. Like that's it. You don't have to get into any of the details. It just becomes crystal clear. So I actually think this is going to be a really positive thing. I know you're going to be like, sure, Jen, we had like some of the crappiest cards in the deck, but I think it's going to be good. All right, Capricorn. Oh, one. All right, Capricorn. I'm using a different deck for each sign here. For you, we got I didn't do this like thoughtfully. I just pulled out a bunch of decks and shuffled them. And you have the Thelema Tarot. It's a really pretty tarot deck. Sending out my thoughts and prayers to everyone around the whole freaking world with all the natural disasters and fires, and wishing everyone to be safe. Well, this Ace of Swords has been popping up now for these last few signs, and I'm loving it. So if you've been struggling with trying to figure something out, like if you haven't been, anything, I hate to give examples on these general readings, whatever just came to mind when I said, if you've been really struggling with trying to figure out how to trying to figure something out, things become crystal clear in your thoughts. You're able to cut away all the side stories and the past experiences that we sort of put into the narrative of what's happening in the present that don't necessarily belong there or need to be there. It's just cluttering things up, cluttering your mind and making it difficult for you to see the bottom line. And this Ace of Swords cuts all of that away. And it's like, say you've been in a relationship that hasn't been great. It's like, that's what I just said for Sagittarius, like, that person treats me like shit and I'm leaving them. Like, it doesn't matter. Well, they had a difficult childhood, but they're not all bad. And they have done this for me. You know what I mean? Where we just put, it's like, no, they treat you like shit. They don't respect you and you're leaving them. It's that clear. You don't hang on to all this other stuff. If you're struggling with trying to figure out how to go back to school, how to afford that, things will just get clear in your mind and you'll be able to figure things out. We have this beautiful Ace of Cups. So maybe two aces. So Ace of Cups, Ace of Swords. New love, a new emotional beginning. So if you think about it, this Ace of Swords, if you really figure something out, you're going to feel better and you're going to be like, oh, okay, I can move forward now. Like I feel better. I feel free. I feel able to give and receive. My cup runneth over. Like, things are getting better. Things are looking up. Things are moving forward. If you've had anything with kids, things are going to be moving forward, looking up. Simplifying your life. The aces are simple. They're not complicated and crowded with all sorts of other things. It's the seed, it's kind of a refreshing new start for you guys this week. And you're just, say if the example I used of a romantic situation where you're like, you have not treated me well and I'm leaving you. It's like that's how you're going to be. You're very matter of fact. There's no getting defensive or over explaining. It's like no's a complete sentence. Like, you have not treated me well. I'm ending this. Boom. That's it. So don't feel the need to over explain yourself this week. Just nope, keep it simple. Strip things down to the essence of it, and it's going to be freeing. You're going to feel like you can float, like this burden's been released from you. I really like the energy I'm feeling. So good for you guys. All right, let's keep moving because these are getting long. Aquarius. All right, Aquarius, I'm using a different deck for each sign. I didn't spend time I just lined up a bunch of cards. So you have the Mystic Dreamer Tarot. Hope everyone's doing well. I'm thinking of everyone in Texas and Mexico and Florida, the Caribbean, the fires out west, everything. I hope everyone stays safe, and I'm thinking of you. Let's just jump right in. So at the bottom of the deck is the Moon card. And the Moon card, there's, several different meanings to the Moon card. One, it sort of reminds you at the bottom of the deck, especially, that things are a cycle. Like, things are a process often in life. And so if things are feeling a little uneasy, a little unsure right now, it's temporary. It's not going to be this way forever. And just to be able to sit with that, like, okay, I'm not feeling great about this right now, but I don't need it to become all consuming, where I'm so stressed out that I may fall into some bad habits. I don't need to allow my mind to race with negativity and obsessing about this problem and making it into a much bigger issue and expending much more energy than it warrants. So when the Devil card comes up, sure, it could be dealing with someone, I guess, with an addiction, but really it's our inner demons, and allowing our emotions to get away from us. So finding a way that works for you to mitigate getting so stressed about things and worrying about things to the point where it's detracting from the quality of your life. You have the Queen of Wands sitting here, and so she's a fire sign queen, and she is passionate and motivated. She can be a little bit dramatic. I don't know if some of you are interested in theater, but that just popped in for maybe someone. Go for it. Don't allow. So there's doubts around you, like this week. Even doubts about maybe taking a relationship to a next level, even if you've always dreamed of getting married, having kids, buying a house, whatever your happily ever after is. It could be, traveling. It could be whatever it is that you want to do. She has all this power and energy, and she's not deterred, but it doesn't mean she doesn't have these doubts that that just comes with the human experience. And so just be aware of that's what they are, that they're fear and anxiety, and it's not real. And it doesn't really serve a purpose but to make us doubt ourselves. And so it may be like, okay, I want to do this and I'm scared. but that's okay. I'm going to do it anyway. I don't know exactly how this is going to work out. I'm not being able to see it clearly right now, but that's okay. I'm determined to keep going and trying anyway. So just stay strong. Don't let your self-doubt become self-sabotaging this week. And if you can push through that fear, I mean, you have the happily ever after card, which I sort of hate saying that because it's so fairy tale and fake to me, but happily ever after, whatever that is for you. And so push through the fear. It's okay. You can do it. All right, let's move on to Pisces. And I'm using a different deck for every sign here. All right. Oh, I haven't used this in a long time. This is the Shadowscapes Tarot. Whoops. It's a really beautiful deck. The star's been coming out a lot for people. Nice. Just sending my thoughts and prayers out to everyone with all these hurricanes and fires and earthquakes, and hope everyone is safe and take care. So it's really interesting. So at the bottom of the deck is the Devil. And if you look, my only complaint about these cards is I wish they were bigger because the detail is so amazing. It gets lost. But like I need a magnifying glass. But if you can see, this is the Devil card. There's this heart here. Whoops. Right? So that just caught my eye because there's also this heart in this Three of Swords. But what's interesting is like the heart is out of the swan. So I feel like it's like protecting your heart. I feel like it's carrying resentment from past hurts or being blocked off. Like you shut your heart down. So I think Pisces, this week, it's time to heal that, start healing that. It's time to acknowledge that and realize that it's time to start opening up again, even if you've been hurt in the past. And it's like the devil, like your doubt and negativity, the devil's holding your heart out there, and it's fear. So I don't know if some of you have had, and of course, we have bad relationships or bad situations that happen, and we are afraid to open up again. We're afraid to go there again, and that's normal, and that's the human experience. And we do need to process and learn from the situation and gain wisdom. That's healthy and smart thing to do. We don't want to just keep repeating the same mistakes over and over, but we also can't just shut down forever. You have to open up again, even if you're afraid. And so this will be a week where you'll start to heal from those past hurts. The Star is just a beautiful card. You'll start to dream again. What would it be like to have a relationship again? What would it be like to go after my dreams again? I'm going to start dreaming about things. I'm going to start fantasizing about things. I'm going to start to open my heart back up. For some of you, it could be very much that you failed at like a career endeavor. Failure, and it was more about the Tower, but if you guys I don't post regularly on Facebook, so I'm not very exciting to follow. But I do have a Facebook page, and the information's down below. I just reposted last night this amazing speech by J.K. Rowling of Harry Potter, the creator of Harry Potter. And she talks about, it was really in the frame of, for me, what the Tower card is about, but I feel like with what's happening in your spread, it would apply to your spread as well. So I highly suggest you go take a look at that. We learn so much from failure. And I know I can't remember which one, but some like Warren Buffett type, he doesn't, he doesn't like to invest in people that haven't failed a couple times, because there's so much wisdom and like it's so valuable to not have things go smoothly all the time. And it's okay and it's normal. And it's time to get back on that horse. That's the message for you guys. So thank you so much for watching, and I hope you have a lovely week. Take care.